Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with another channel update number 4. It's probably not going to be much that I need to discuss in this. Let's try and keep it short, but then again I think I said that about the last one, then it went to like 50 minutes or so I think, so yeah, I have no idea how long this will be, but yeah, it's just as the video suggests, the title suggests, trying to just update on how things have been going and a little bit of an update on I guess would you call it a change, or I don't know, like an addition, I guess, to the channel, and kind of like the reasoning for doing so, and yeah, just to let you all know about it. So I guess to start off with, might as well update on how I've been doing. You've probably seen from the last channel update, I was quite open about the whole mental health stuff. I think in some ways it's been getting better, some ways it stayed the same in a way. The CBT therapy that I've been doing, which yeah, I believe on the last video I hadn't even heard from that therapy at that point. I've got through most of it now, to be honest. I'm probably only got like a few sessions left for the CBT. It was kind of like the next step of it. So I'd done CBT step 2, this is step 3, which is way more intensive and like a lot longer sessions as well, which has been good. And yeah, it's been going pretty well, to be honest. I think I've said in some of the videos that my therapist is literally like the best therapist I've had. I think it's kind of that thing where you know, a lot of people say like it's not necessarily just finding the right therapy, it's finding the right therapist for you, and I feel like with this one I've actually found my therapist in a way, which is good. So yeah, so that's great. And in regards to like the behavioural activation and stuff, which is basically like the part of CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, where you essentially do activities, try to bring activities back into your life to give you a fulfilling like kind of schedule, which then should hopefully make you feel better, which I've been able to get a lot of the activities in, which is good. You know, I've been managing to get a lot more of the video production side of things done, which has been great. Like hygiene and stuff has been slowly coming in, which has been good. Not necessarily sure on sleep. I mean, it's been generally better, but it's there haven't really been any specific behaviours that have gone towards that. It's more just that's just kind of like a thing in the background, and I guess the other behaviours can kind of lean into that, because like, you know, if I've got a lot of things planned during the day, it means I'll stay up for longer during the day, which means then I go to bed at the right time and then wake up at the right time. But I mean, I've been managing it. I mean, this morning I managed to wake up at 7 instead of 8, which was good, which means that, you know, I get an extra hour in the morning to do more stuff. You know, I had like a shower, brush teeth today. I've been managed to brush my teeth a lot more. And yeah, just slowly getting showers in at the moment. This week's goal was getting dressed, so managed to do that. This is just a dressing gown, wearing my Curse Alton Manor t-shirt at the moment because it's a bit chilly. I've got my little fingerless gloves on as well because it's a bit chilly as well. And you might say, why not turn on the radiator? Because otherwise my room gets too hot then at night, and so I just normally keep it off during the day. And it saves money, I don't know. Yeah, so it's been going, like, you know, I have been making progress, and we actually each week have to do like a little survey thing, which basically, you know, says how I've been over the last week or the last couple of weeks. And from the results of that, when we did a review, I think a week or, you know, maybe like a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember. But it basically said that I was kind of like there's basically like a red zone and a green zone, and I'm kind of just on like the edge of that zone in a way. So I'm like so close to getting into the green zone in a way, which is good, you know, it's good progress. So yeah, so with all that, like basically the numbers are saying I'm doing well. You know, the behaviors are saying I'm doing well. I think it is just more the thoughts that are still there, and trying to, like, you know, get some form of control over them has been quite difficult. You know, I've been given like different like rumination techniques and stuff to try and stop that stuff, and I think it is a big problem with that. CBT is mainly to kind of push away the thoughts or try and distract from the thoughts, or, you know, the cognitive part of it is thought challenging, which we've sort of gone into. And when I was speaking with my therapist on my last appointment earlier this week, some of the stuff that I was saying, she was actually saying was thought challenging in a way. And so I think the issue is that I need less of things that kind of push aside the thoughts or try and block out the thoughts or challenge the thoughts, and more of something which could actually deal with them a little bit more. Obviously not find a solution, not everything has a solution, but try and find something that kind of works through them rather than pushes them to the side, tries to distract away from them, because I think they're just going to come back regardless. I mean, this past weekend I was at the Towers Times Twisted Vengeance event. Again, great event. I thought it was a really good solid start to the kind of like event calendar, and it makes me excited to go and do the other ones. But with that, with opening weekend at Towers, with going to see Mike and Stace the week before that, just a lot of different kind of like social interactions I've had, it's become incredibly draining. And again, that's not like anything to do with the people. It's not like, oh, these people are, causing my depression. It's not that. It's just been very hard for kind of me with the mental health to cope with a lot of those situations. Just a lot of different kind of intrusive thoughts that keep coming in surrounding relationships. And I think I mentioned in the past that, something like interpersonal therapy I think might be good, because that's a type of therapy where essentially you work on different relationships. I feel like relationships, both platonic and romantic, are the biggest triggers for the depression and stuff. So a lot of these kind of meetups and gatherings and stuff, they've just caused a lot of that to be triggered. And again, that's not from different people. That is just from my own kind of intrusive internal mental thoughts. So it's been a bit hard to put some of the internal CBT stuff in place, like stuff to actually deal with the thoughts. So I feel like that might require a different therapy, either counselling. I found out that interpersonal therapy isn't actually, it is a type of therapy, but it's more that you could get like a counsellor or a CBT therapist that also specialises in interpersonal therapy. So that is an option. I think, to be honest, counselling might be the better option as well, because the only counselling I've ever done was when I was back with my uni. But the problem was, for one thing, we were in the pandemic still, which means that it was kind of like 2021, 2022 time, which means that I only got an appointment every couple of weeks. But then it was very sporadic as well, because sometimes I had to miss appointments, sometimes my counsellor had to miss appointments. There was just a lot of kind of back and forth with that, and it ended up that I was meant to only have like maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and that kind of got spread across like a year and a half. So it was very kind of sporadic and all over the place. But also, like with CBT, I feel like building up from like step 1 to step 2 to step 3, or however many steps there are in counselling, possibly doing something like that and going even more and more intensive until I get what I need. I think from CBT though, I've pretty much got everything I need from it, to be honest. I think the kind of schedules now in place, being able to put these things into place has become a lot easier. Not everything's been put in place yet, not all the behaviours have been. I'm still working 1 week at a time on that, but yeah, that side's definitely going well. But I think it's going to need another therapy, which I have no idea how long that's going to take. So I think kind of like the TLDR of this is that things have been getting better in certain respects, more kind of in the behavioural, kind of like the physical. As it was kind of explained to me in my therapy, is that there's kind of external behaviours and internal. I think a lot of the external stuff has got better. A lot of the internal stuff still needs work on. So I think there's definitely a lot of work that still needs to be done, especially like after this weekend just gone, the amount of like incredibly negative and intrusive thoughts I've had in my head. Again, no one else's fault, those thoughts and stuff were just incredibly dark and incredibly painful. I think the thing that I've learned, as I mentioned at the end of the Twisted Vengeance vlog in the outro, was that it feels like, especially in a lot of social situations, is that I'm constantly having to push the depression back. It, regardless of whether I'm happy or whether I'm smiling, whether I'm laughing, it's constantly still like subconsciously in the back of my mind in a way. And a kind of analogy that I've always liked to use is, it's like there's almost kind of like different personalities. I feel like, I don't think it's like a DID or a multiple personality disorder thing. I think it's just like, I feel like there's kind of me, where it's my personality, it's who I really am, and then there's the depression, and the depression is usually the one in the driving seat a lot of the time, and I'm having to constantly try and fight my way to get into that driving seat. And then once I do get into that driving seat, whether that's with help from friends or, just good things happening, or maybe like, I'm watching something that's funny or I'm doing something that's enjoyable, I manage to get into that driver's seat, but then constantly the depression's trying to get back in the driving seat. And so it's just like a constant battle. And just one little thing, like one little trigger or one little thing can go wrong, and suddenly I'm back in that back seat and the depression's taken over at the wheel again. And it's just, that's what it constantly feels like in any like social situation or any situation in life in general. It just, feels like it's constantly that battle, and just to have to keep going through that every single day, and like in every single situation where I want to try and enjoy myself, it's just constantly having to like push this depression back and make sure that and that's just to be fine. Like, that's not even just to be happy, that's just to be like at an okay level. Like, yeah, it's quite difficult to deal with that in a lot of situations where, I want to be happy, I want to be enjoying myself, and then at that point it can turn into closing myself off, masking, trying to pretend like I'm okay when I'm not. And yeah, it can be quite tiring in a lot of those situations. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to work on with that, I think. But at least I'm actually in a situation where I'm actually functioning a bit more like a human being, actually keeping up with some of my hygiene, staying up for a good amount during the day, actually getting more stuff with the channel done. And speaking of that, that was a very nice segue there. The kind of main reason for me making this channel update is because I'm going to be doing something which I was planning on doing for 100 subscribers, and the reason why I'm not is because, to be honest, I got bored. Yeah, I got bored of waiting because the subscribers are like, they kind of got up to 90, and then ever since then they kind of just been like slowly ticking down again. Now it's like gone down to 87, and I just feel like I just really want to do this thing that I was going to do for 100 subscribers. The problem with that is now I'll have nothing for 100 subscribers, so I'll just have to think of something else for 100 subscribers when I get to that. If I get to that, I hope I do. Because yeah, I'm not too far away, and as I say, it's never really been a thing about getting the subscribers, getting the views. It's never really been about, putting pressure on that. I think it's like, I do care about that. I do care about, trying to grow the channel, but it's more me not changing my content style and not trying to, as I like to say, kowtow to the algorithm. I don't really want to like make content at this specific time and this specific amount of times a week and this specific content style, and make sure it doesn't have a copyright claim, and make sure it's like family friendly. Like, I want to do my content that I want to do, and then if that gets subscribers, if that gets views, then great. But yeah, I don't want to have to change what I do just to, get those views and subscribers and stuff. Trust me, I imagine by the time that I'm eligible to be monetized, the vast majority of my videos will not be able to be monetized, and I won't be, cutting anything out or changing anything for that. It's either I get the money or no one does. Like, I'll just turn monetization off on those videos, because it's like, yeah, I don't want those companies getting my money. But yeah, so anyway, so the thing I was going to do for 100 subscribers was start up some social media channels, because, so that means I can actually share stuff. And I think that's another reason why I kind of wanted to do this a bit earlier, because at the moment, how I share my videos is either through some WhatsApp groups that I'm in with, a few friends that I have, or there's like an Instagram group chat that I'm in on the Virtual Towers Online Discord server. For the Walton Files videos, there's like a Walton Files Discord server. And then if there's like any specific videos that I think, this person might like it, let's say, for example, Chloe, who I mentioned, who used to work in Altonville Mine Tours, any kind of scare related content, like, any Scarefest construction updates or anything like that, I normally send them to her, just if she's interested in them. But the advantage of this will be that instead I can just direct everyone to my social media platforms, and then, it means they can just get the notifications from there, and instead of me having to, like, send it to multiple chats, I can just send, I can just post it to these social media channels. Like with the Twitter, I'll be using the Twitter that I already have, just like, changing kind of the profile picture and stuff, and maybe changing the bio. But then, I'll be posting on that, and that's, on Twitter I've already got like over 500 followers, and there's a lot of people who interact with a lot of the posts that I put up on there, but I don't even know if they've seen any of my YouTube stuff before, so it'd be nice to kind of share it to them. But then also, I don't have a Facebook page, I don't have an Instagram anymore. I mean, I do have an Instagram, but it's kind of like an account which I barely use. So this will be an account that I actually do use, that will actually be, tailored towards my content and stuff. And so yeah, and then hopefully it can spread my stuff out to a few more people and just make it a bit easier on my end to, share stuff out, and also feel like, I'm not kind of like, specifically kind of pushing stuff on some other friends or whoever might not be interested. It's like, if you want to follow the pages, you can. If you don't, that's fine. Like, I think the only stuff that I might share individually is like any of the scare season costume reveals, possibly, because they're I guess some more of my friends might be interested in that stuff. And also, you know, it's kind of stuff that I'm a bit more proud of as well. You know, those, not just like the costumes that I make, but also the videos that I make for them. I'm quite proud of those teasers, and they're only short as well. So, you know, I might share them to other people individually, but yeah, for the main videos from now on, they'll be shared through the socials. So the socials will be, I'm not going to put the usernames because, for one thing, I haven't made the socials yet while I'm recording this. I'll probably make them just before or probably while the video's uploading, I'd imagine. But they'll all be in the description, and so it'll be on Twitter, which I already do have, which I would say the username, but it's a very hard username to say. It's essentially darkshadow_2570, but it's got like, the dark shadow is made up of letters and numbers as well. So whenever I tell anyone what my Twitter handle is, I just show them it, because it's just so difficult to say what it is. And then I'm imagining that I'll try and make the other pages the same handle. I'll try to, it depends if that handle's free or not. So I'll have the Twitter, Facebook page, Instagram, and a Threads as well. Same with TheScareSeekers, actually. Go and follow them. Even though, yeah, we have not put up many episodes. Yeah, because we were going to be recording an episode this weekend just gone, but we're about to delay that now. So it'll just be whenever we can get it recorded. But yeah, I'll probably put those in the description as well if you want to follow TheScareSeekers. Yeah, this will be the new socials for my channel. I think another thing which I mentioned in one of the Minecraft videos was that I wanted to kind of get a way to get some more conversation starters in those videos, because with the Minecraft and Power Wash Simulator ones, it's very hard to come up with conversations for the videos, you know, to kind of do a bit of a voiceover and stuff. It's a bit easier in the Minecraft ones because there's actually more stuff happening in them, which means I can comment over that a bit. But yeah, in the Power Wash Simulator ones especially, yeah, I need kind of conversation threads to get started. And so what I thought I'd do is before some of the videos go out, is that I'll put up some posts asking for comments and questions from people who follow my socials. So yeah, and I thought what I'd do is I'd put them as you can comment or reply below, but there's also this app called NGL, which I'm guessing stands for Not Gonna Lie. I don't know really why they called it that, but yeah, it's basically like a thing where you can like anonymously send messages. So I thought if some people for some reason didn't want their comment to be read out like publicly, that's an anonymous way of doing it as well. And I think sometimes when I've done that in the past, it's got a little bit more of a response. So I thought I'd do that as like kind of both options in a way, which means that yeah, you know, it can hopefully get more response, which means I have more things to talk about in the videos. So hopefully that will get a response. I mean, I think especially with 4 different social medias, hopefully that will get some response. But yeah, we'll just have to see about that. But yeah, so hopefully that should all work well. And kind of the annoying thing will be is that if after I do this, I then get 100 subscribers, it means that I'll have to do like a channel update straight after this for 100 subscribers. So in a way, hopefully that doesn't happen, but also it would be nice to me to get to 100 subscribers. And then I'll have to think of something to do for 100. Give me some suggestions below or wherever for what you think I should do for 100 subscribers, because I have no idea at this point, because this was going to be my plan for it. And I do have, not that I would probably ever make it to it, but I do have a plan for 1,000 subscribers, which hopefully I won't do early like I am with this. But yeah, hopefully it should be great and fun and more people can see my videos. So the next video will be, I think, Minecraft. I think yeah, because I don't think I have really any other like towers trips or anything coming up anytime soon. I know the next attraction source event at Drayton Manor in June, so got like a good month or so till that. And yeah, the next towers trip I'll probably do maybe in May, possibly, but as I said, I'd like to try and do that as a kind of solo one, I think, just because I haven't been able to have a solo trip yet this year. So I might record that one. But the next video I think will be Minecraft, then back to Walton Files for I think there's like a load of short videos, and then Power Simulator after that. So until Minecraft, I will see you next time. Bye.